Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on in to the Blue Collar Psychiatrist. Several videos ago, I had mentioned Kenny Rogers' song, The Gambler, in which he said, you got to know when to hold 'em, and you got to know when to fold 'em. Well, this is applicable to a situation that happened to me many, many years ago. I explained to you in numerous videos how the city in which I grew up was divided into certain cults, if you want to call it that, or sections, based on your assumed status on the social scale. And unfortunately, as I told you, my father had died when I was young, and we just did not have that much money. But much of your rating, shall I say, depended on your income, where you stood on that totem pole. Well, there happened to be a young lady that I was very interested in. And I was working at a game room in a community center. And she would attend a club meeting in that same building. And so I would see her every Wednesday, I believe. And she would come by. I don't know whether she even looked to see whether she wanted a soft drink or whatever. And she would give me a glance, but she would never talk to me. And I thought this over. Should I make a move or should I not make a move? But I remembered the situation that was always in the back of my mind from many, many, many examples of how I was told in many ways, I don't belong. I'm not good enough. I never did actually speak with her. And my thinking was that the following scenario would most likely occur. Even if I had said, yes, let's go out, what would have happened more likely than not is I would pick her up and take her somewhere. Her father would probably inquire as to who I was and ask what my name was, because remember, in that particular community, within a community, everyone knew everyone or knew a person who knew you. So everybody was a tight-knit group, not tight-knit in the sense of socializing, but tight-knit in the sense of everybody was in everybody's business. And I guarantee you that she would tell her father my name, but my name would spark interest in his eyes immediately because I belonged to a certain family, but at the wrong side of the family. As I explained to you in the past, we didn't have money, and so I would be persona non grata. And I guarantee you, her father would have asked the father of a actual cousin of mine about who I was, because we shared the same last name. And I'm sure, based on certain instances, that the relative of mine would discourage the father of this girl that I was interested in to even go out with me at all. Probably would say something negative, more likely than not. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, you didn't even try. You didn't even try. No, I did not try because I knew what the situation was, how despicable and horrible and judgmental these people were. And I let the situation go by. I never talked to her, and frankly, she never said anything to me. Obviously, she could have. Nothing would have stopped her from just saying hello to me. She would look at me, but would not say anything. So people would say to me, well, you never know. No, not in that town, not in that era. Forget it. It's not going to happen. And so while you have to, the purpose of this video is to show you that you have to know the lay of the land. You have to know the lay of the land. Remember, we do not waste time. Time is our most important commodity, our most valuable commodity, and we don't want to waste it on a journey that's going nowhere. And frankly, it would be nothing but another rejection from people who believed in a certain way that they were better than me. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I say you've got to know the lay of the land, why waste time with people or situations that are going to go nowhere for you and are even deleterious to your self-esteem? Forget about it and move on to another person, perhaps, that might not be so high up on the totem pole. Because I and we don't need any further put-downs and rejections from people who think they are better than me and you. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you to drink and drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time.